From learning new languages to virtual reality simulations. Stay tuned to number 1 to find out the impact of video games in learning. Number 10. Game-based learning in fiction. As far as game-based learning goes, Ender's Game, the 1985 military science fiction novel by American author Orson Scott Card, is perhaps one of the earliest examples of game-based learning in fiction. Without giving too much of the plot away, Ender is accepted into the Battle School, a military training school situated in Earth's orbit, where cadets participate in competitive war simulations in zero gravity. After perfecting various battle simulations, Ender is finally told he is about to undergo his final test. But there is a shocking surprise at the end of it. Was it a game, or was it reality? Although this is clearly a fictional story, it does bring to question the use of games for learning. What better way to experience and plan for a dangerous situation than to practice in a made-up setting? If you haven't experienced the Ender story, you can do so by reading the original novels, the recent movie adaptation, or audio play. Although there has been some discussion about an associated game, nothing has come out of it in the end. Number 9. Simulations. The technological advancements of the 20th century led to many incredible developments, of which simulations are just one. These are imitations of real-world processes or systems, and could be considered as an early form of game-based learning in some circumstances. The first simulation game is believed to have been a game created by Thomas T. Goldsmith Jr. and Ethel Ray Mann, which is a simple game that involved firing a missile at a target. Though this is not really something the military used to practice firing missiles. Nevertheless, military simulations, also known informally as war games, do exist, and are used to test theories of warfare and to refine techniques without the need for actual hostilities. However, little is known about them. But this isn't the only educational use for simulations. Pilots practice and improve flying techniques, doctors practice and refine techniques to perform life-saving surgeries, and astronauts practice dangerous space missions. In many ways, using simulations for educational purposes has helped us with some of our greatest achievements. Number 8. Virtual reality. Before we get started on virtual reality, we'd love it if you took a moment in your reality to subscribe to our channel and like this video. Don't forget to click that little notification bell too, so you can always stay up to date with new happenings with Zero to Hero. The exact origins of virtual reality, or VR for short, are disputed, partly because of how difficult it has been to formulate a definition for the concept of an alternative existence. However, VR, as we know it today, really started to develop in the 1990s, which saw the first widespread commercial releases of consumer headsets. From 2015 onwards, the world started to go VR mad, with many of the big companies like Google, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, and many others investing a lot of time, money, and people power on VR development. Although VR has many uses, the use of VR game-based learning has loads of potential. And there are already some interesting games out there, like Cleanopolis, where the theme is to fight against climate change and make sure the city of Cleanopolis gets rid of the CO2 cloud. Or Titans of Space Cardboard, which takes you on a short, guided tour of our planets and a few stars in virtual reality. With the developments in new, more improved VR kits and game designs, you can expect to see many more VR educational games in the future. Number 7. Game-based learning skills. Game-based learning gives people the opportunity to develop and improve a variety of skills. Scrabble, Hangman, crosswords, and other word-based games can help you with vocabulary, pronunciation, and spelling. Sudoku and other number and math-based games are excellent education tools for students wanting to practice math. Real-life games and video games can give players the opportunity to improve teamworking skills by allowing them to role-play different roles, work to solve problems as a group, and bond with one another. This last point is one reason why schools and even some employers often use game-based team-building exercises. Games are such effective ways to learn new skills that they are used by most, if not all, professions. Whether it's computer or video games, pen-based or board games, virtual or real-life role-play games, games are fundamental for learning. However, it is important to remember that everyone has a different style of learning, and what works for one person might not work for the other. Number 6. Problem solving. Problem solving skills are some of the most important skills in the 21st century education, and its purpose is to provide people with the skills to overcome problems and difficulties in their personal and professional lives. Although there are plenty of problem-solving pen and board games, computers are changing the way we practice and improve problem-solving skills, and the internet has made these games accessible to even more people. Game developers are creating more and more games tailored to different age groups and abilities, resulting in a large collection of solo and multiplayer problem-solving games. With the introduction of apps, these games are now even more accessible, allowing users to play at the touch of a button. Games like The Room 3 and Does Not Commute are just 2 out of hundreds of app-based games that can help improve problem-solving skills. Number 5. Social games. In recent years, more and more multiplayer online games are being created, giving players the opportunity to play with friends and strangers alike. Though not all video games are created with educational purposes in mind, many multiplayer ones do provide the opportunity for players to interact with one another, to work in pairs or groups, and to compete against one another, resulting in an environment that can help them develop cooperation skills and supporting skills as they attempt to form alliances and create teams working cooperatively. Gamers have the ability to connect with players locally or team up from people from countries around the world. Many people playing multiplayer games online, like World of Warcraft, have developed good friendships with the people they've met. Although there are some negative results of online relationships, overall video games have created a fun and engaging way of connecting with people and can act as an important teaching tool in developing social skills. Number 4. Learning about the past. Not all games, whether digital or not, are created for learning purposes, but that doesn't mean that they don't have learning-based features. One game that encapsulates this is the Assassin's Creed series. Many of its previous games are well known for their richly detailed historical environments, and a lot of work goes into creating these scenes. In their most recent game, Assassin's Creed Origin, they have taken this one step further by creating a museum-like experience set within the game's rendition of ancient Egypt. The Discovery Tour element of the game was created with the help of an Egyptologist who crafted guided tours of many of the well-known sites in ancient Egypt. What better way to delve into history than through the enjoyment of a good game? Something that is more interesting to non-academics and academics alike. The important point about history-focused game-based learning is the vast amount of research required to ensure that the scenes portrayed are as historically accurate as possible, especially if the game is meant to be realistic to its period. With the possibility of further history-based games in the future, it opens a whole host of opportunities for history researchers and graduates. Number 3. Learning languages. When you consider the educational and social features of many games, it is perhaps not surprising to find that combined, they are an extremely effective tool in helping people to learn new languages. Language learning games have been around for a long time. However, in the past they were lacking the social interactive elements that we see in games today. Whereas before you'd have to practice with someone face-to-face or over the telephone, now you can practice with your virtual avatars that speak to you, or you can speak to other gamers using in-game chats or voice chats. Some language games have narratives and storylines, and whether you are playing on your own or with others, these games provide useful role-play-based learning experiences in a safe virtual world. In all, these collaborative game-based learning activities provide opportunities for learners to apply what they've learned, and to give feedback through advice and support, or through consequences and rewards. So next time you want to learn a language, go and check out what sort of language games you can find, because these will be a useful tool in combination with either classroom-based or virtual lessons. Number 2. Nature connecting games. It's an accepted fact today that most children in the developed world don't play outside as much as children did a decade or so ago. With advances in technology, decrease in prices, and increase in accessibility, games have changed the lives of millions of children and young adults. As highlighted in this video, there have been many benefits to game-based learning, whether that's offline or online. However, there's also some negative results, especially when children spend too much time gaming. One of the effects of spending too much time playing games, whether they're educational or not, is that lack of connection with the outside world, and in particular, with the natural world. It's hard for nature to compete with games like Fortnite or Call of Duty. As a result, some people are now trying to find a way to engage children with the natural world through games. In England, the Gruffalo Spotters app, developed by the Forestry Commission England, offers interactive forest trails that track down characters based on the best-selling children's book The Gruffalo by Julia Donaldson. They've also created the Forest Explorer app, which allows adults and children to become tree detectives with the goal of being able to identify their ash trees from their alder trees. As far as game-based learning goes, there is a lot of potential for nature-connecting games and apps to be developed in the future. Number 1. Does it work? Does game-based learning really work? Well, in short, yes. Some people will often learn more from a game than from any other form of learning, and it is a lot more fun to learn through the games. Although many would associate game-based learning with children or young adults, they are truly beneficial to all ages. As we've already seen, they can be used to teach new and interesting subjects, help people learn new languages, or even allow people to delve into historical worlds and learn about the past while enjoying a good game. Whether you like gaming or not, it is hard to argue against the positive examples of game-based learning. And although there will always be those it doesn't benefit, and there will be some issues that overshadow gaming, overall we can see clear benefits from this form of learning. Moreover, the combination of game-based learning and digital games is a tech trend that fits into the 21st century. And with over 2.2 billion gamers in the world, it definitely has a long future ahead of it. So, what do you think about game-based learning? Let us know in the comments below, and take care.